Yeah, boy, you fixing to have a review off. Who want a battle, huh?
Oh, I represent, yo. I'm here. Come on.
Sit your wig ass down.
Why don't you both step off? I got a review of Bust Your Ass Wide Open.
Don't ever say that again.
Man, that hurt just saying it. I've never felt so white in my life.
Yeah, you okay?
You've never sounded so white in your life.
Well, you know, that's kind of how this movie made me feel. Was not to mention the audience. I felt incredibly. I felt opaque. I was Casper, the friendly ghost, in that theater.
Yeah, we were playing a little game before the movie started called Count the White Folk, and guess what? We lost. Wow.
Yeah.
I guess the theater had more niggas than a Tarzan movie.
Oh, why you say that, man?
Hey, man, that's an old joke.
We were like the token in the audience. Yeah. That's what this was. We were like the number of black. If you did a comparison of the number of black people on Friends, that's how many white people were in this audience.
It was me and Cargill.
And of course,
and a couple white girls that came with their black boyfriends.
Oh, were there? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, there were a couple Corey followers in there. Audience.
and of course, nobody shut up during the whole movie, which was cool. I mean, that's how you are. If you go to a movie full of black people, just have a good time. And
That is like a movie that's perfect for that.
It was like going to a comic book convention and watching a Spider-Man film. Imagine that kind of reaction. It was that, except, for a dance-off movie.
And people were just going, woo, yeah, woo, you tell 'em, girl.
Yeah.
And it actually was one of the reasons the movie was entertaining, because the audience was cracking me up.
Oh, yeah, especially that sequence when all the black guys are running up the mountain with their shirts off, and the women, oh, they're glistening.
Yeah, women just went crazy. Of course, there was one dude with his shirt on who just didn't look good. You knew the director was like, put your goddamn shirt back on. But let me ask you two something, Cyrus and Carlisle. Are you guys familiar with the Stomp Show?
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Step show.
The Step Show.
Oh,
I'm
not
sorry,
the.
Step
I had
Show.
never heard of Step before this movie.
Oh, I have.
No, I'd never heard of it, and I was like, okay, well, that's cool. They're dancing, sort of dancing to a beat. I guess it's kind of like the Stomp type thing.
Yeah,
in a way.
and that's what I meant, Step Show. I was thinking of Stomp, but for those who don't know what a Step Show is, the history of the Step Show is.
Wait, first off, get a black friend.
Yeah, exactly. Get yourself a black friend. You can use me for right now. And
Is that like a Step and Fetch It show?
no, it is not. Shut your goddamn ass. No, it's what a Step Show is. The history of the Step Show begins with when black colleges didn't have, of course, the same resources as white colleges. We got the old books, we got the bad facilities, and we had the old buildings full of cockroaches.
You had black teachers.
Yeah, and so day and night, black fraternities would just spend their time stumping out these cockroaches until somebody started doing it in rhythm, and then they did it to a beat, and thus the Step Show was born.
Right, a bunch of random stepping on cockroaches, and somewhere in the distance, somebody hit on a tin can, and it made that melody, and it all came together.
I kept thinking during it, all this really needs to be cool is some cowbell. That's the white perspective.
I kept thinking, what if we could only get white fraternities in on this, we could actually make this, big and interesting.
Profitable.
Yeah, I know. And then, we get, exactly. Make some money.
Suck all the soul out of it and make a ton of money.
There you go. See, now you're thinking like a white man.
Or add cowbell and just ruin the whole thing. But don't worry. Give it time. I'm sure white fraternities are going to see this movie and be like, let's steal that.
I'm just glad they got rid of the canes, because 1997 is so over with.
Well, he's actually very familiar with it. Yeah, they had a bunch of guys coming out looking like Willy Wonka or the Candyman with canes, stepping. But no, you know what? Okay, let's just get right down to it. The plot to this movie
Is ludicrous.
is terrible.
No. The plot to this movie was great when we saw it in Drumline or Break-In
No, it was
or any
ludicrous even
number
then.
of films in which it's been done before.
Well, what's that movie? The dance movie that just came out recently?
You got served?
You Got Served, something like that. Yeah.
It's very different from You Got
Okay.
Served.
Well, I never saw it. So.
It's the problem with this film is it's the same plot you've seen a billion times before. Of course, it's not aimed at us. It's not aimed at the people who've seen the plot a billion times before. This is just like every other dance film ever made that seized on a craze and tried to sell it to 13-year-old kids who think that this is a new thing, and the movie's for them.
Yeah, you're right. But you know what? I mean, that plot, as bad as I think it is, it still works. I mean, no matter how predictable it is, you're still rooting for the hero.
The reason it works is because they keep it in the background. Because you already know everything that's going to happen. Even the dumbest, least sophisticated audience member knows the way this film is going to turn out from the very first 10 minutes.
They can't end with a tie.
It's going to be a dance-off!
Yeah, say that again, but say it a little quieter. It was cool. It was fine. I just peeked.
It's gotta be
A dance-off!
Perfect.
But here's the funny. Okay, so it's not just step, right? It's also, what is it? Crump.
Crump.
Okay, it's also crump, right? It starts with our hero, who's like a crump master in the mean streets of wherever the hell he is. That starts with this sort of beyond Thunderdome dance-off with these like total gangster. And I don't mean like the fake gangster look. I'm not talking about like Justin Timberlake. I'm talking about guys who look like, get the tattooed eye drops for how many guys they've murdered, like doing this crump dance-off. And they're serious, man. And I don't know about you, but I laughed for like the first 20 minutes of this film because the very idea, and according to Carlisle, this actually happens, but I don't know how you know, but he claims it actually happens, that they really do. They get together in these abandoned like areas of town and have this dance off, and then they kick the crap out of each other because it's a big macho thing. And
yeah.
I'm sorry, dancing, while I do like dancing, I think dancing is cool, it will never be gangster macho.
Okay, kids, let your Uncle Carlisle pull you aside for a second and give you an important message. I don't care how much bass you put in your music. I don't care how scantily dressed the women you're hanging out with. I don't care how cool your clothes are. When you are gyrating and making eye contact with another man, there ain't nothing manly about that whatsoever. I'm sorry. Okay, just get your turquoise bracelet and order your Will and Grace box sets off the internet and just admit that you're gyrating while looking at another man.
Yeah, you got a point. And you know something? I mean, you're probably wondering, what is this crump? What is crump? Well, basically, just get a Negro, set him on fire, and you'll see what it is. I mean, it's that simple. But I mean,
so really, what you're saying is we whites are responsible for that.
Yeah,
you guys always want to claim that you made up the cool stuff. We're the ones that invented setting Negroes on fire.
That's true. Another piece of history. If you want to know how crump got started, it started with a dude got set on fire at a lynching and tried to put himself out. Somebody had a beat going. So no, the thing is that this dancing in this movie is incredible. Step shows. I've been to several step shows in my life, and they're incredible to watch as it is. But with them combining it with this new dance called crump, and there's a documentary, a very underrated documentary called Rise, that be a good lesson for you if you want to see what crump is all about. But yeah, if you check that out and see how they do that dance and bring it into the mainstream now, it's pretty fascinating. And these dance numbers in this movie just left me breathless. So,
well, it sounds like this movie is just playing off of what was already established just a few months ago with the Penguins of Happy Feet. Matter of fact, they should have thrown them in on the dance-off.
There's nothing really original here, to be sure. It's just what makes it work is partially the director's style. So it's kind of this crazy pseudo, which, I know everyone's ripping off, but pseudo Tony Scottish, like really lots of effects and really fast moving and lots of cuts and, kind of shaky cam the whole time. The camera never stops moving, which could be annoying in some films, but because of the type of dance and the type of music in this movie, it actually kind of works for it. It actually keeps it interesting. And like I said, the plot is so like, yeah, you already know what's going to happen. So we're going to throw in 20 seconds of plot here. Okay, here's another dance number. Okay, here's another 30 seconds. Here's another dance number.
So this is basically the Fast and the Furious of dance movies.
No, this is essentially Breakin'. This really is every dance movie you've ever seen. It's just cut and stylized for the audience of, the 13 to 15-year-olds of today.
And let me just say that the actors in the movie are very good. I mean, I don't know how. I haven't seen some of these people. I know there's a dude, I forgot his name, Chris Brown, who's an R&B singer. He's in the movie for a very short time. Don't want to ruin anything, but he's all right. But the guy that really has a lot of charisma on screen is this dude Columbus Short. I never seen him before. I don't know what he's been in before, but not only can the guy dance, but he's a great leading man. So
I couldn't care less about any of that. I just want to know about Megan Good. How hot is she?
Ooh, boy, Megan Good is the finest ass chick in the game right now. Every time she turned around, the dudes in the audience, every man in the audience was like, God damn!
Yeah.
Can we get her a role where she's not playing the girlfriend of the enemy? For
Right.
the love of God, every movie she's the love interest that is dating someone else until the new kid comes in town. She's good, but come on, every movie.
I know they always play her as like she's supposed to be like the smart girl and everything who's still sexy. You know, it's really smart, but she can't work buttons apparently because there's not once in this movie where she's wearing a shirt that it's got any buttons done.
Yeah,
Why are you complaining about that?
I'm not. I'm just saying it just doesn't fit to me.
because
that's
Cyrus likes to gyrate while looking at other men.
all. Yeah, that scene where
Man.
they're all naked running up the mountain. That was hot.
Can we give her a role where she just has no man until I come on board, you know?
Yeah, that's the one.
I mean, damn, that girl, you know why she don't have no buttons? Because can't nothing contain nothing that fine.
That's true.
I mean, I hate to say it, she got a pretty face. I mean, and that's important. That's real important. But damn, that ass got my attention, man. I mean, seriously, she knows it too.
But I would like to say though, above and beyond, even though that's like the prurient interest for men in this movie. But let's face it, black hip hop culture and gay culture are merging into one culture at this point.
Well, don't you?
I'm stepping away from
No,
you.
I'm sorry. They are. Listen. Okay, first off, they're both totally obsessed with fashion, right? They're both totally into the smackdown and the smack talk, that sort of thing. They're both really into dancing and rhythmic beats. Okay, they're just totally that whole vanity thing. There were always any movie like hip hop culture's movie is now filled with dudes with their shirts off. I'm sorry, it's just starting to come closer and closer, which is
Cyrus-
great. As Carla pointed out, now the Republicans can just hate one group
Cyrus,
instead of.
what color's the sky in your world?
No, come on now. This is valid. You just
No,
don't
it's
want to
not.
admit it.
You're-
Well, no. He's got a point. I was
I
just
do.
listening to a record a few hours ago, and it had this great series of lines. You ain't representing, you ain't got no clout, and if you get in my face, I'm gonna claw your eyes out.
Is that a serious line? That you
No,
said?
that is
Okay.
not a serious.
The only reason they're not pulling hair is because there ain't enough hair to pull.
Wow, he bought into that too. That's awesome.
I could see it though. There was a line in the movie where it's like, "Step off, bitch."
Well, if gay rap, if it takes off, we got a writer right here. So, by the way, I nominate Megan Good's ass for the Academy Award for Best Actress. But yeah, no, I think the movie is very entertaining. And while it won't win any awards except for Megan Good's ass, it's a very, very entertaining and fun movie to watch.
It's a tolerable movie. It's one of those movies that if you don't have any interest in it, there's no reason to see it. However, if you know somebody who does, you have a daughter or a younger sibling or God forbid, a significant other, at which point you should really stop dating girls, that are still in school. This is a movie you can go to and you're not going to hate. You'll find moments that you like, and you can watch it and earn some points.
Yeah. Oh, I was about to stop, but one point I got to make. I don't know if you said this or not, but the beginning of this movie is like the Terror Dome, man.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah,
Like
we already-
Thunderdome.
we did
Like
the whole
Thunderdome.
Welcome to Thunderdome.
The Thunderdome. It's like Mad Max. They got dudes out there who just look insane. I mean, they got one dude that looks like a black crusted clown. They got another brother in a rabbit suit out there dancing. It was like a nightmare I had at one time. But the beginning of this movie is awesome. The beginning of this movie just really pulls you in right from the start. So that's it. I hope this was good.
Except for that whole.
It took me a while to get into the beginning because I was just laughing too hard.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like,